Hello everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time, feeling awesome. In today's video, I'm gonna discuss with you what's leading modern relationships to failure and ending. And also, I am someone who has never been in an actual real relationship. So logically, we could say I am kind of good at being conscious on it and not falling for traps. So I'm gonna share my tips with you. But here's the point. If you are someone who wants to try out different people, who wants to experience different relationships and date people and have fun, well, this video is not for you. Anyway, nowadays, we people have types when it comes to physical looking. And it's alright, there's nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing. Let's say you're somebody who's into beauty, okay? You meet someone who's really beautiful, and you be like, I found my person. You be with them, and suddenly you meet someone more beautiful, and you feel like, wait a minute, my feelings are fading. You know why that happens? It's because you don't love the soul. You love the look. Like when I was getting advice on relationships from those who had experiences, they always told me, Parmi, it's true, you could be dating the hottest person ever, but throughout time, you will get used to the look, and what you will care about and what will remain is the soul. And that was really interesting, which is something that we tend to forget. Yes, I know that it's important for you to be with somebody who you like, but you gotta be careful based off what you're getting this feeling. Because here comes the difference between liking, crushing, or loving. Because there's a beautiful quote that goes, you like someone because, and you love someone despite. When you love someone, it's the soul. I haven't really truly loved someone to give advice on that one. It's not going to be dealing with logic right now. But when it comes to liking and having a crush, it's because they are something that you like. It's not the soul, it's just the face, the beauty, the voice, or whatever that makes you get excited. But it's going to be a decision based of excitement. And decisions based of excitement will lead to regret. Now we're going to get into it. Let's say now you haven't even fell for someone who's beautiful, but also beautiful inside. Like you see them in public, you see a really kind, nice, caring person, and you be like, this is definitely my one. I'm not falling for the looks, it's the personality. You start a relationship with them, and suddenly, when things get tough, you encounter a whole different person. It's the same person though, but a whole different personality. And you be like, wait a minute, what happened? I'm gonna explain to you simply. Look at this cup. Let's say, like, you cannot see what's inside of it from here, right? Now, how are you gonna know? Let's say that on it, I've written, hey, there's coffee in me. Of course, you're expecting coffee. You're seeing there's coffee in it, right? You see the surface of the person in public, they're nice. But how are you gonna see the inside? Oh, it was full. I didn't know it was full. When you shake it, when things get tough and the person shakes and they can no longer put the mask on, their true nature will come out. There was water in it. What came out of it was water. Whatever is in the cup, when you shake it, that's what will come out of it. And that's really interesting, isn't it? Now, we're going to go for the next thing. Many people start relationships and they see people as objects. How? Let's say, for example, you're bored. You meet somebody who's going to be fun and entertaining, so they can feel the void within you. The boredom in you is going to be filled. No more boredom in you. But hey, once the boredom is filled and once you learn how to entertain yourself, you don't need the person anymore and your feelings are going to be gone. For example, I can make an example for you. Back then, my type used to be depressed guys. I don't know why I loved depressed guys so much. I was like, I can fix them, I can do this, I can do that, but hey, let's be for real. Let's be logical about this. Even if they loved me for the fact that I could fix them, do you think they would still love me after I fix them? Of course not. What they loved me for was because I could be healing their scars. Once the scars are gone, there's no need for me to be in their lives. That's why suddenly, for example, you're in a relationship, you're the nicest as ever you ever was. Suddenly, you see the person leaving you. It might be because you filled a void within them. Now, the next one that causes relationships to end, which is really, really important, is you've noticed when you have a crush on someone, you look at them and you be like, oh my god, the most magnificent human alive. Oh my god, I'm so in love. I met my one and only soulmate, blah, blah, blah. And suddenly someone else looks at your crush and they go, ew, I'm disappointed in your taste. Like, seriously. Actually, the thing is, when you have a crush on someone, when you like them, you no longer see them as they truly are. You literally close your eyes to their flaws and you would, how do I say it? You would 10x whatever you like in them. If they have beautiful eyes, yes, they have beautiful eyes, but you will see them as the most beautiful eyes ever. And if they have, for example, anger issues, you will be like, oh my god, you have the most beautiful eyes. I don't see the anger issues anymore. And you don't care. And that's when you suddenly fall for the person. And even when they show that, hey, there's not coffee in me, there's water in me, you don't see the water. And that gets really interesting because you've definitely noticed couples that get married, some of them fail and some of them end up to divorce. We don't know the full story, but in most cases, I noticed that it's because when they were in the dating phase, when they weren't married yet, when they weren't for like when they weren't married, being married is the ultimate level of relationships. They are in this fantasy of loving each other so much, closing their eyes on their flaws, and just having fun, being on in dates, doing this, doing that, being romantic, and boom, suddenly, when they get married, they have to live together. They're going to be under the same ceiling. They have to deal with problems and challenges together. And now that is the moment they can see each other's true size. Because when you're married, there's nothing else for you to escape. And that's when they realize, oh, I had closed my eyes on it. And let me tell you, yes, some people do wear masks. Some people do pretend that they are the best person ever. But nobody can pretend 100% of the time. You know, sometimes they do show themselves, but you don't see. As I always say, you can awaken somebody who's asleep, but you can never awaken who that pretends to be. So I would recommend you to stop just seeing someone better than they actually are and see them as who they are. As simple as that. Once you do it, you will realize that you just have a simple crush. You don't love them. If you love someone, when you make a beautiful idea out of them, you're not in love with them. You're in love with the idea of them. And that is just really, really important and beautiful. Now, another important factor when it comes to relationships and overall falling for people is to be careful on their actions. Don't care about what they say. Like, usually, most girls, I'm not saying all of them, and also emotional guys fall for the words that you tell them. Let's say, for example, you tell a girl, I'm gonna be there for you no matter what, trust me, or whatever, and the girl would be like, oh my god, he said he's gonna be there for me, so he's gonna be there for me. But don't get excited until you actually need them to be there for you and you see them being there for you. Never ever fall for the words of people because, of course, you can say the most sweet things ever and have the most bitter actions. That's human. Now, let's go for the next and important one. Mixed signals. I've seen many people having a crush on someone and talking to them, being in the talking stage, and saying, I don't know, I'm getting mixed signals. Sometimes they're cold, sometimes they're nice. And hey, dude, if you're getting mixed signals, just simply you can know that this person does not love you. They're just interested for a short amount of time. If somebody loves you, they will be heads over heels for you. So take these mixed signals as a sign. Now, for the next one, which is really important, at least for me, is, many things have been normalized when it comes to relationships. Like, I don't know, people would be in a relationship and then they would be flirting with someone else, and then they would be saying, "Oh, it's just a friend, it's our humor," or whatever. It doesn't matter for me. Honestly, one of my biggest values and standards when it comes to a relationship for myself is to have eyes only for him, not seeing anyone else, not being interested in anyone else, and him also seeing only me. This is really important. And some people might say, "Hey, chill, it's not that hard," but it's like that for me. And, you know, if you ever want to tell whether something is cheating or not, like with your heart, I don't care about what has been normalized, what society would say. Ask yourself, like, just put yourself in the shoes of your partner. Like, would you like it if your partner had done it? Or would your partner like it if you had done it? Just ask these questions and you will know, because your heart knows the best. It doesn't matter what society says. Like, hey, thanks to the increase of technology now, you can talk to 100 people at the same time and nobody is gonna know. So just ask your heart and you will know what's right and what's not right. Anyway, in this video, I shared with you the tips that, for me at least, logically made me realize whether I'm just liking someone or truly loving them. And whenever I analyze this stuff, I just realized that, hey, it's just a simple crush. I wouldn't like to play with the heart of anyone. So I don't do anything. But it's your own path. Mine is different from you. We all have our own different paths. We all experience different things. So if sometimes your heart says that it's right to do it, do it. Even if you made a mistake, what's left for you is not regret, truly, because you learned. There's a beautiful quote that goes, "Nobody is your enemy and nobody is your friend. Everybody is your teacher." Even if a relationship that you give a chance to it fails, it was not a failure. It was just teaching you what is not a relationship. So now you can tell better what a relationship actually is. When you look at it this way, you wouldn't even regret it and you would even be able to move on easily. So yeah, I hope that this video helps you, and thank you so much for coming this far in the video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Mwah!